Hey guys, Steve Lawson here. Just having a quick coffee break. And sometimes you've got to pull yourself away from the computer and just relax, take it easy and chill out for a few minutes. And I was thinking about this and I thought it would be a good idea whilst I'm relaxing and it's on my mind to talk a little bit about probably the most important thing in network marketing, the most important, most crucial element to all of this that you're likely to encounter. And I would say that without this, you're not going to succeed in your business. And I'm not talking about the ability to connect with people. I'm not talking about getting traffic to your website. I'm not talking about training and adding value, etc., etc. What I'm talking about is the mindset. Talking about the way that you think about your business and the way that you allow your thoughts to control your actions. Because whether we like it or not, our thoughts basically control our whole state. You know, what we think will translate into our emotions, and our emotions will dictate what action we take in our lives. And so it's really, really crucial that everybody understands that when they get involved with a business of any kind, in fact, it doesn't matter whether it's an online business, whether it's an offline business. But the reality is that if your mindset is not right, if you're not fully aware of what you need to be doing in your business in terms of mindset, then you're going to find it a struggle. Because having the right mindset is absolutely fundamental to you succeeding, because you're going to go through so many ups and downs in this business. I mean, I've been involved with network marketing for 8 months and maybe 10 months now actually. And for 8 months of that period, I was struggling big time. You know, I wasn't getting anywhere. And I was at the point where I was ready to give up. I was ready to quit. You know, I thought I just couldn't do it. And I eventually realized that, you know, I'd put a lot of effort and time, and I'd been through an awful lot with family and friends and arguments and all kinds of shit, really, you know. And I just thought to myself, well, you know, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up. And, you know, the fact that when I read that 95% of the people in network marketing industry did give up and didn't make any money and did fail, then, you know, you can actually put a lot of that down to the mindset of people, you know, because people are willing to give up very, very easily, because they don't realize what it is that sets the very, very successful people apart from the average person who's been conditioned to think along the lines of a 9-to-5 job, you know, 2.2 kids, you know, work till you're 65 and live off your pension. You know, those people, and that's the vast majority of people, were programmed from, you know, literally from when we're children to think this way. And those people that are different, those people that are successful, they have a completely different mentality. They have a different mindset. They have a mindset where they don't procrastinate. They take constant action, and if they fail, they pick themselves back up again, and they just keep going. You know, they keep going because they won't accept failure in their life. And that's what you have to do in this business, in this industry. You cannot afford to accept failure, because once you accept failure, then you just go back to your humdrum, mediocre way of life, which you were not happy with in the first instance, and that is the reason why you got involved with this in the first place. So, you know, the point being that if you give up, if you stop trying, if you're not willing to create change in your life, if you're not willing to push yourself beyond your limits, push yourself past the fear, because a lot of times it's the fear, and that's where the mindset comes in. It's the fear of, I think, and sometimes it's the fear of actually knowing that you might succeed that holds people back. I think it's sometimes people actually think to themselves, crumbs, if I'm successful, then I'm going to have to, you know, keep up this success. I'm going to have to become, I'm going to have to get more exposure. I'm going to have to keep on meeting more people, and I'm going to have to be active all the time. And some people can be frightened by that fact, you know. Some people can be held back by it, and they think, I don't want all that, you know. And so that takes them back into themselves. And you know, if you go into business without understanding that in order to succeed, you have to get that exposure. You have to be the person that stands out from the crowd and stands out from the rest of everybody else. If you can't be that person, then really you should be getting involved in a business, because no matter what business you get involved with, if you're in an offline business, if you're running a company, whatever it is, you're always going to be that figurehead. You're going to be that figurehead, and people are going to look to you for guidance. They're going to look to you for leadership. And so that's what and I think that's what it is. I think you've got to understand that you've got to become a leader. You've got to be aware that people are only going to join you if they feel that they are prepared to follow you, because you're giving them, you know, you're giving them something, you're giving them hope. I don't want to use the word you're giving them value, because I hate that word value. People just band it around all over the internet. Oh, you know, you've got to give value. Well, value is, I don't know what value is, you know. Who can say what value is? Who can tell me what value is? It's all you know, it's open to debate. It's, you know, my philosophy is that you lead by example. You set the bar high, you aim high, you help people, and I think if you can do that, if you can help enough other people, then, you know, the perception that people have of you is one of somebody that cares, that is successful, and perception is often more valuable than the reality, because you know, you can actually be perceived to be something more than you actually feel you are in some ways. And I suppose that I felt that to a certain extent, but then again, you know, that you could look at that as a negative connotation. So anyway, I'm rambling on, you know, and I'm not drinking my coffee, so I'm going to have a quick swig, a quick slurp of my coffee. This is sort of this is coffee time with Steve, isn't it? You know, it's me just trying to. I'm not very eloquent. I'm not very good at putting points across on camera. I struggle, and you know what? that's sometimes something that, you know, holds you back. You know, because you think, oh my God, this guy's rambling. But then again, I think a lot of people will respect you more for being yourself than trying to be somebody that you're not. Trying to be this perfect person. Because we can't all be the same. We can't all be that perfect person. And if it was the case that it was all perfect people that were successful, then, you know, I think a lot of these successful people wouldn't be where they are today, because they never started out as being perfect. You know, they started out as just taking some action and having that positive mindset where they weren't going to give up, and they would just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep pushing. And they wouldn't let people stand in their way, and they wouldn't let their partners, you know, put them down or tell them that they can't do it, and they wouldn't listen to, you know, all these negative influences. They wouldn't listen to the haters and the people that are telling you that you're wasting your time. And, you know, that's why they become successful, and that's why I stuck at it, because I wasn't prepared to let 8 months of struggle, you know, stop me in my tracks. I wasn't ever going to give up. You know, I came close to it, I must admit, but I have enough passion and enthusiasm for what I do, and my reason why for what I'm doing was enough to keep me going, you know, because my reason why is because I want to live a free life. I don't want to lead a life that I'm tied to somebody else in you know, like in employment. I don't want to be told that I got to set my alarm at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to be told that I got to commute every day from A to B, you know, stuck in traffic for 2 hours a day. I don't want somebody telling me that I'm only ever going to earn this amount of money. I don't want people telling me when I can take my vacation time. I don't want people telling me that you've got to phone in to say that you're ill because, you know, you need to let a boss know. I don't want all that shit, you know. I want to be free. And, you know, the reality is that everyone can strive for that if they really want, you know, and it's achievable, because you don't have to go into this business looking to make $1 million. You don't. You can just go in there looking to replace your existing income. And if your existing income is £2,000 a month or $4,000 a month, whatever it is, you can replace that and have the freedom, the time freedom. You know, I'm sat here at home, it's Friday, you know, I never really know what day it is, to be honest with you. One day drifts into the next because, you know, I don't need to worry about what day it is. You know, so, and the point being is that you don't need to earn a huge amount of money to be able to get your freedom. That's the truth of it. You know, you just need to replace your existing income. And it's easier than you think to replace your existing income. You just have to be prepared to have that mindset that says you're not going to give up, that you're not going to quit, that you're not going to fail. And even if you do fail, you're going to dust yourself down and pick yourself up and get back on it again. You know, it's like riding a bike. If you fall off, you scrape your knee, you get up, you put a plaster on it, and you get back on the bike and you keep riding. And then eventually you stop having those crashes, you stop falling, you stop failing, you know, and you learn to ride that bike, and it becomes just natural. And it's like all these things in life. And it's like making videos. It's like people who turn around and say, well, I can't make a video, I don't know what to say, I don't know what, you know, I look bad. That's all nonsense. You just have to do it. You just have to take that first step and get motivated to do it. And it's like me when I first got going, I couldn't make a video. I was struggling, you know, but in the end, I just made a video, and then I edited it out. I edited out all the bad stuff. I just kept going. And as I kept going, the more I did it, the more I felt comfortable, the more I felt natural, and the more you're able to come across as yourself. And that's what I did, you know. So you know, it's this business is not easy. Okay, it's not easy. It's not ever going to be easy. But nothing in life worth having is ever easy. You know, you can't expect things to be handed to you on a plate. We're not all born with a silver spoon in our mouths, you know. We've got to fight for what we want. We've got to fight for what we believe in. We've got to fight to have a better life, because we're in a society that is based on competition. And when you live in that kind of society, it's dog eat dog. It's the survival of the fittest. It's the when the going gets tough get going. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to get tough. You know, you've got to get tough, and you've got to say to yourself, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to go back to that life of mediocrity, which is a dead life. It's a life that you don't deserve. You know, you can have your freedom. You know, you can make that $2,000 or pounds a month, or $4,000 a month. You can do it. You can have that freedom. You don't need to be earning $1 million. This business is not about making $1 million. It's about replacing your existing income, and then work on from there. You know. Let that be your starting point. Replace your existing income. Work on getting your first $500. You know, build up to it, but don't give up, because if you give up, you'll never have it. You'll look back in 12 months from now and say, why the hell did I give up? I could have had my freedom by now. You know, so this is so crucial. Look, I've rambled on, I've waffled on, it's disjointed. It's all over the place, but you know what? It's from the heart, and it's the truth, because I've struggled for 8 months, but I kept going, and now I'm seeing the rewards. They're starting to come in. You know, I'm meeting so many great people. I put myself out there. I've overcome a number of fears. I pushed and I pushed and I pushed, and I never gave up. And people are recognizing that, and you know, I'm being now elevated in my status online. It's not what I've asked for. It's just what happens when you push yourself and you get yourself noticed, and you get yourself seen, you get yourself out there, and you step out of your comfort zone. And that's why doing videos is so important. That's why I keep banging on to everyone about doing videos, because it gets the real person out there. So, look, my coffee's going cold. It's all your fault, you know. Shall I keep going? I mean, I've got a lot to say. I have got a lot to say. It's just that oftentimes it just comes in you know, just little bits will come in, and I'll go off on a tangent. Okay, well, what else I wanted to say? I wanted to also say that, you know, we see a lot of these very, very successful people at the top making lots of money, and we all want to strive to be there. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people will go to those very, very successful people, and they'll sign up under their link, and those successful people will then continue on to become successful because they're getting all the money. And those people that have signed up, the vast majority of them will struggle because of things that I mentioned earlier, but they'll also struggle because the mentor, the person that they've signed up under, is never going to be able to give them enough time. It will never happen. You know, it's just impossible. If he's got 1,000 people in his downline, how can he personally mentor on a one-to-one basis 1,000 people? You know, That's not the whole point of this business. It's not the point to be spending all your time mentoring 1,000 people. The point is to be able to build a residual income, to be able to help the people in your front line and to teach them to do the same for their people. And this is something that I want to stress, and particularly with the people that are in our businesses, in the ILN, within our Cyberswarm group, within the Viewtrakr group, the way that we stack people into our teams, we need to teach that method, we need to teach down, we need to teach the strategy, and we need to show them how to teach that to others, so that you then don't become a slave to thousands of people in your business, because that's not what it's all about. You don't want to be a slave. You may as well go and get a job if you want to be a slave. It's about enjoying your lifestyle. So you just need to bring people in, show them how to stack their people, teach them that method, and if you can do that, then your business will kind of go on its own. It will drive itself. It's what's happened with me in my Viewtrakr business. I mean, I've got over 400 people in my downline, and that's not because I've personally sponsored 400 people. It's because I've sponsored, you know, a number of good people who are leaders, who understand the way this works, who've got the right mindset, who are prepared to put the effort and the time in, and they've created, you know, their businesses, and that's, you know, that's fallen underneath me. And so from that point of view, I've been very fortunate, but I did have to get those leaders on in the first place. So, you know, I give myself credit for that. And you should always give yourself credit. You know, don't ever say that, you know, you weren't responsible for your own success, because you are. So, you know, take on board this Cyberswarm concept, take on board the fact that you don't need to sign up under the latest guru. You just need to hook up with like-minded people like me and like many other of my colleagues, people like Gareth Morgan, people like, you know, Ralph Alvarez, people like Engju Ko. You know, there are so many people, people like Bo, you know, Bo Buckley is awesome. You know, these are the sort of people you want to be, you know, talking to. These are the sort of people that believe in this philosophy of people helping people. You know, these are the guys that are, you know, just amazing people, and they will teach you and show you how you can be successful. And so I have to give credit to people, because, you know, without these people, then I couldn't be successful. And that's what you should do too. So look, I've been rambling on for nearly 17 minutes now, so my coffee is definitely getting cold. Oh yeah, just actually talking about giving shout outs to people, I've got to say that one of the influencers that has come into my life recently is, well, there are two actually. Ryan Connolly is one. What an incredible guy he is, absolute inspiration. And Kalei Taylor, what, you know, she is again, you know, just a brilliant person. You know, she is so caring towards all of her team. She's so knowledgeable. You know, both those people are, you know, have been a real influence. So, you know, big shout out to you guys. So listen, I'm going to call it a day. My coffee break is nearly over. Get back to work. It's been, you know, 18 minutes of me waffling on and rambling. I hope, you know, if you get anything from this, that you just understand that it's possible to achieve some success in your life and in your business if you have the right mindset, if you are prepared to do what it takes, you know, if you're prepared to challenge yourself. And, you know, and this is what my t-shirt is all about, right? It's challenge. You know, challenge yourself to be a better person, challenge yourself to be a better communicator, challenge yourself to read more, challenge yourself to listen to more audios, you know, challenge yourself to connect with more influential people, and challenge yourself to, you know, make an impact in other people's lives. And if you can do that, if you can live up to that challenge, then guys, you're going to be successful, you're going to flourish, you're going to have an amazing time. And, you know, I hope that we all get an opportunity to meet and, you know, sip cocktails on a beach bar somewhere, you know, somewhere, some tropical island, and then look back on all of this and say, wow, you know, I was so glad to be part of all of this, because, you know, life is amazing. And, you know, we came together, we worked together, we helped each other, and we all became successful. And that's what this is all about. So guys, have a great day. I hope you can stay right through to the end of this. I hope you have stayed right through to the end of this video. I know, like I say, I've waffled on, but, you know, sometimes you just want to get stuff off your chest. And So, and you can see, you know, who I am, who the real Steve is. So, okay, guys, that's it from me. I'll catch you later. Bye for now. Have a good day.